Hello, this is Karen's Weekend Warm-Up for the days of September 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. It's the long Labor Day weekend. Got quite an interesting reading in store, but we've got the Star card in our future position, which talks about spiritual happiness. So that's, you're feeling content. You're feeling content about where you're going, who you are. You know you're on your path. You also know that any travails or delays that are associated with Mercury retrograde, it doesn't go direct until after the long Labor Day weekend, is only temporary. So hang in there. Mercury is going to go direct on September 5th. That is good news indeed. So this is the long and short of it. This is the reason, purpose for the reading, or basis or foundation for the reading. It's the Judgment card. It's kind of like a, you're at a crossroads. You know, it's kind of like if you're right now in court and you're waiting a decree to come down or a judgment. It could be even a traffic ticket. Things will work out in your favor, so you need to trust. You need to trust that it was just one of those things. Also, for you students, you're going to get your degree. Keep going, that kind of thing. It's those points in your life, like the great, you know, when you're turning 40 or 30 or when you're turning 50, where your life is you're kind of like in life review, and that people are looking at you. Maybe it could be a job, performance review, or that kind of thing, but it's going to turn out fine. So just know, enjoy the weekend knowing that. And it could be also a rite of passage kind of thing, where you feel like you're being tested, you know, so it could indicate a bar mitzvah or bat mitzvah, where you're becoming a woman or a man. So it just feels like a testy situation where you're just being tested, and every time you turn around and you think it's over, then something comes along down the path, and here again you're getting tested again. But that's the beauty of Mercury retrograde, is it only is for short periods of time. And then when it's done, it blows over, and sometimes it changes things for the better, so that you can lay down new groundwork. We are the Empress card, and in that, it could be couples who are trying to get pregnant. Maybe somebody, long weekend, do I need to say more? Anyway, so it might indicate fertility treatments. But it also indicates all the characteristics that the goddess has within her, all the beautiful, wonderful characteristics that you would consider that a goddess would have. Walking into any large metropolitan museum, you have goddesses staring down you from all the walls, and they're beautiful masterpieces. Look at Renoir, Monet, any of the greats. The Mona Lisa is a beautiful example of the Empress. But what I'm suggesting here is that she's beaming her beauty and her positive energy at us right now. She's crossed by the Four of Swords. When you see the Four of Swords, this is talking about rest and relaxation. And as we know, and there's four, so that to me indicates a long holiday weekend, the 4-day weekend ahead for us. So brilliant, that this card comes up and tells us to go ahead and rest and relax, probably to so that when we go back into our work week, that we're more centered, know more about ourselves than we did prior to experiencing and enjoying the long weekend to ourselves. Some of you are going to be in meditation spaces. Other people are going to be social. That looks like you need to be aware, though, if you're socializing with other people, that there's kind of that Mercury retrograde energy around us. You might want to go a little undercover and not tell everybody everything about yourself, as they might misinterpret it, that kind of thing. This Mercury retrograde always kind of messes with communication. If you're communicating, be extra careful that what you're communicating is not only understood by yourself, but all parties. So it's not a great day for, if you're not sure about the people that you're relying on or confiding in, make sure that you use some judgment about who you're confiding in, as they might not exactly do what you want with the information, which is let you lean their head on their shoulders. They might actually make you look like anything that you're not, turn something around. So be aware of gossip energy out there, you know. So if you want to have a good time, you know, maybe set your clock and go, I'm going to have 2 hours and I'm going to go home. Because then, by then, at midnight, maybe I should probably just go home, call it a night. It's totally up to you now, but Mercury retrograde does not bode well for first meetings and that kind of thing. So if you just want to have fun for a couple hours, you know, Mercury retrograde, the influence is kind of interesting. As we have the Chariot reversed in our hopes and effects of others, this indicates about motor vehicles, it could be that there's some necessary repairs in store, or, you know, anything associated with motor vehicles. You don't, you know, Mercury retrograde has a way of wreaking havoc with your car in Mercury retrograde. So have your awareness for the long weekend. 9 of Cups, reversed, kind of talks about, let's come back to the card, because I wanted to talk to you more about some of these other cards. The 8 of Wands, this is the future, the past relevant to your present time circumstances. This indicates that you've had a lot of activity of recent, so now you're really looking forward to rest and relaxing for this long weekend. And, you know, it also indicates that any delays that you had in the past are over, so now maybe you're just feeling like you're not going to get to really rest and relax. But if you can catch a few moments for yourself, please, by all means, this is an excellent time to go within, maybe spend some quality time with people that you know, or maybe just alone. Maybe you just want to hang out, spend some time with known, trusted friends, that kind of thing, because it just looks like there's some energy here, some leftover energy about Mercury retrograde. Now we have Ten of Swords. This talks about that that everything that you've experienced, the worst is behind you. The worst is behind you. So that's a great card to see. The worst is behind you. 9 of Cups reversed. Usually when this is upright, a wonderful card to see. Also, 9s indicate, when you pull 2 9s here, that it has to do with spiritual matters. 9 indicates spirituality. So if you feel like just resting and keeping to yourself, that's why. Also, in your hopes and fears position, you've got the 9 of Wands. So this is kind of where you have to stick up for yourself. So if you want to be in a social space, for instance, and people start asking you about your job, and you really just wanted to kind of go undercover a little bit, just take it light, you might want to stay away from, I don't know, people who are asked too many questions. If you want to hang out with friends you already know, that kind of thing. Because, you know, who wants to stick up for themselves on the long weekend? If you're considering taking a trip back to the family, you might rethink it, as they're going to maybe, let's see what the Supreme Being, what he's saying, she's saying, God Goddess. Yeah, he's just saying there might be some irritability cropping up, or misunderstandings, or miscommunications, where it's just not going to be worth it. You're going to wish that you didn't go. And the Star card, though, that's always a wonderful card, along with the Sun. Anytime you see the Sun or the Star, This indicates spiritual fulfillment. You feel like you're on your right path, that people get you, that you're actually being helpful to other people, like-minded people, that kind of thing. And it's a great card to pull because it indicates brighter roads, journeys ahead, especially when you've been bogged down by delays and that kind of thing. Excellent card to see. So now I'm just going to walk through generally and talk about each card. The Judgment card. Yeah, so you feel like this weekend you feel like you're performing but not getting anywhere. It's just like you feel like you're going against the stream. So the Empress card. Yeah, this is kind of like a hanging out with girlfriends kind of card. Even if you're just doing laundry this weekend or doing anything that girl likes, like curling your hair or reading a good book, it's kind of, anything else? I kind of just see, because women are feeling that kind of male dominant energy, that they're going to do girl-related activities, even if it's just curling their hair or chatting on the phone or doing their nails, but it looks like a time to slow down and give to yourself, not. Then with the fourth, when you're crossed with the Four of Swords, that was basically the energy. It's kind of a empress. That's kind of a goddess energy, but it's more of in a relaxation space. Even if it was just watching some chick flicks on the TV, reading a good book or a magazine, that kind of thing. Just very, slow down, giving to yourself, but nothing great, nothing big. And the Page of Swords, let's see where we're going to go next. We should go over the Ruth card, past, relevant to the future, the Eight of Wands. Yeah, so that hurry up and go energy is making people tired. Page of Swords reversed. This is not the best time to do interviews or that kind of thing. First time meetings, especially if you're, trying to increase your visibility. The Ten of Swords reversed. Yes, for somebody, good news is coming in the form of a job proposition. The Nine of Cups reversed. I hear don't scatter your energies. I hear you need to reinforce your determination by taking some value time off. The Chariot reversed. I hear that it's just not a really good time for running around in the car because there'll be roadblocks, detours, snags, traffic snags, maybe overheated vehicles, that kind of thing. So you just want to kind of stay close to people you know and around the home and that kind of thing. As we know that there's a lot of drunk drivers on the road too. So hello about that for the long Labor Day weekend. The police always are out in droves over the long Labor Day weekend. I've already personally seen an accident. So there's a hello for you out there somewhere. Nine of Wands. Not saying it's going to happen to you, but have your awareness. Yeah, it's kind of like if you go out, like clubbing or anything, bring a buddy with you so that they can make an excuse when things get a little too, so that if one of you isn't using your best judgment, the other one can pull you out of the club, that kind of thing. It's just good to go and have a buddy system. One's, designated driver and one's not. Star card. Yeah, it's like the beauty of knowing that you have a connection with the Supreme Being. It's like there's some snarls and some snags going on in Mercury retrograde, but I know that's going to pass. And then I have a deep connection with God, Goddess, the Supreme Being, and I have faith and know that things in the end work out. So thanks again. Enjoy your holiday weekend. Always be safe rather than sorry. Bring a buddy. And until next time, I wish you much light and love. Bye-bye.